Hello, in this Magical Voxel tutorial, I will show you how you can easily create building height maps and use them to create a scene like the one you see here. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and go to this website. I will leave a link in the description below. But basically this is a city generator that allows you to download height maps that we will use. Right now you can see it has roundabouts and a collection of grids. There's a lot of flexibility to be made here. For instance, we can go to this drop down called tensor field, and you can add more grids if you like, or add more roundabouts. And then if you click this map icon here, and it's drop down, hit generate everything, you can see it takes into effect those additions that we added. If you want to reset everything and make everything a simple grid with no angling, you can hit reset and hit generate. And every time you hit generate, it will create a random grid layout for our height map. If you want if you want more dynamics to the building, let's say you don't want how like constrictive and small these areas are, you can go over to this drop down here, buildings. You can change the min area from say 50 to 5. And now you can see our changes are taken into effect. These building spaces are becoming larger and larger. However, it's doing some weird stuff like here. So I usually keep it between probably 50 and 75. You can also change the spacing of the buildings. So if you make it something like 1, you're going to make very tight, compact buildings. And if you make something big, say 8, each grid only has its own building. So I'm going to put it maybe like 1.5. Maybe a little bit bigger, maybe like 2.25. Okay, that's fine for now. Right here, this is how, this is the chance of it like crossing with one another. So if you make it something like pretty big, it will never actually touch one another. So maybe make it something like that. That looks a little more realistic. And I'm going to download this for now. So you can go over here to this download section and this drop down. You can change the image scale if you like. However, I'm just going to keep it as is. And you're going to click right here, height map. Once it's downloaded, we can go to our downloads folder. And it's this file right here. You can double click on it. And we're going to do some edits. Right now, if you right click and hit resize image, this size is too big for the height map importer we're going to be using. I believe File2Vox only accepts a max width and height of 2000. So in order to preserve the the size, the scale of the image, we're just going to change the width to 2000 and leave the height alone. So I can hit save, and we're just going to replace the previous height map. After we have converted the image to a smaller size that File2Vox can accept, we want to open up File2Vox Lazy GUI. I will leave both File2Vox and File2Vox Lazy GUI in the description below. Basically, you just want to run Lazy GUI, and for number 1, you hit browse. You just find where your File2Vox is and select the exe file. And now for the file, we're going to select the building height map. And for the output path, I'm just going to leave it as is. It's going to place the Magical Voxel file in wherever the map PNG was saved. In this case, downloads folder. So we're gonna go down here to height map value, and we're gonna set something maybe like 120. And if you want colors, you can enable colors. And then if you want specific colors from a file, you can put it here. I don't have any colors I want to import at the moment, so I'm just gonna leave this blank. And every time you click on this check mark, it will autofill the entire Magical Voxel palette with whatever color the height map has, which is just all gray. And I don't want to necessarily use all the colors on the palette because I want to add stuff to the scene that requires different colors. So we're going to set a color limit to maybe 5. And we're just going to convert. And this command prompt should pop up. And we just want to let this finish. Okay, it looks like it's done. So we can just close this and go to our downloads folder. You can see it's saved right here. Double click on it. With our file open here, I'm just going to select all and center it. Hit render, and now you can see we have imported that height map into Magical Voxel. You can obviously play with the post-processing here to get your desired look. If you go for like a sunset type of vibe, you can see it looks pretty cool. The moment you can't see the entire scene when I hit render, it's because you need to enable sparse. However, every time you enable sparse, it will take much longer to actually generate the whole scene because there's a lot more voxels. And what Magical Voxel is trying to do here is limit the amount of time it takes to render something. So now, after that is done, you can see the entire scene is actually being rendered. That's good. So if you want that like building look, because buildings are kind of like metallic and have a bit of shine to them, you can go ahead and select all the colors down here that's being used and go over to blend. And with blend selected, you can see it's starting to have some sort of effect. You can make it slightly transparent and make it metallic, and then play with the roughness, IOR, and specular settings. Obviously give it some density so that it's not just some clear object. And it's starting to look a little bit more realistic. The colors, these aren't really like building colors. And so what you can do is click on each individual one, start messing with the colors. And if you want to select a certain like building that you want to change its color directly, you can just hold Alt and left click whatever color you see and directly make changes to that. So buildings are kind of like a brownish color. I'm just trying to go for that. And there are some dark ones here and there. And now to get the illusion that this looks like a city, we just want to create a building for our focal point. And I already have something created, so I'm just going to import that. I'm just going to go ahead and focus on this building here. And maybe make this black glass. And we have something like this. So this looks pretty cool. This is what I'm talking about, where we can quickly create the illusion of a city if we make a focal point with whatever we're trying to focus on. And so the background, this is great for like backgrounds and stuff. Obviously you can, for these buildings, you can create your own building and place them manually, but we wanted a quick and easy method on just generating a canvas for us to actually place our focus on what's important. So right here is another city I created with the city builder height map. I added a couple more grids and a couple more roundabouts to that associated height map to get this more angled look. And you can really add some dynamic to how you want your city layout to be. And with that, I hope this tutorial has helped, and I'll catch you all in the next one.